I mean, this brings into the whole subcategory of film grain or not film grain, DNR, and I know there's loads of like,
don't get me fucking started.
Them bring their fucking keyboards ready to comment on this. Yeah,
I'm not touching. Sorry,
easy, Sean. Easy, steady.
I'm not touching.
Hear us out.
I've had many an argument with friends over this because I'm going to throw my cards on the table very briefly. I'm going to start an argument, but I couldn't give two shits. So long as the film looks good when I'm watching it, that's all I care about. Although I will say, I don't like it when they try and take grain out of film, because what's the point? Grain is film. You can't do it. But what I'm saying is, that if a film has been slightly touched up,
sometimes it can be. I personally agree with you to the improvement of the film. I mean, there are Blu-rays, and I know people have. I've been burned for this because I remember one of the very first videos I did way back when was I said I watched Gremlins on Blu-ray and I've watched my DVD. I can't tell the difference, and I thought, well, I've watched a few more Blu-rays and my taste has become a bit more refined, and honestly, I still can't tell the difference. I still can't.
Well, that kind of brings me on to The Thing on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Which divides people. I think The Thing on Blu-ray is a fantastic transfer.
I've not watched it all the way through yet, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. And people say, it's been DNR'd and shit. Well, it still looks good, it
still looks better.
It still looks like a film. It doesn't have that weird waxy thing where, because they've removed all the grain and they look like weird textures and shit. It doesn't have that. It's just a lot clearer, and it looks like it could have been filmed yesterday, And I'm fine with that. I don't know, people getting up in arms over DNR and shit, I just think there comes a certain point, we are massive nerds, let's face it, and we are film connoisseurs and snobs to an extent.
I'd say we're film nerds, we're not tech nerds.
Yeah, but there comes a point where you have to, when you're sitting there counting the fucking pixels and shit, I think, come on dude, just watch it and enjoy it.
You're missing the point.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, it's down to personal taste. I mean, don't get me wrong. A Blu-ray that I've fallen in love with, and it's not even the best transfer. It's a personal thing. I love Dune. I love the film Dune.
I've noticed.
Now, when you put it on because you've never seen it on DVD, you might go, the transfers, it's okay.
Yeah.
I've seen better. Point is, I've watched it on DVD, and I've watched it on DVD a lot. For me, it's my favourite film, and I've never seen it look that good before, which I suppose is the whole point of Blu-ray.
Yeah. Oh, just to go back to DNR for a second, actually, there are, I'm not one of these people who's I think DNR's a good thing and shit, because there are certain films, Reservoir Dogs on Blu-ray is an awful transfer.
I'm scared to have a look at that now. I've got to admit, that one I just picked up because it was cheap and I've not really had a proper look at it, but I'm scared to have a look at it.
I was watching that, and even I was like, it's awful.
Yeah.
I don't know what they've done to it, but it's awful. But there is a balance. It can be used to touch up the picture and shit, and not be detrimental to the overall transfer, in my opinion. And I know there's going to be a shit ton of people like, oh, but fucking this many pixels and that many pixels, fucking. And I'm like, as long as it looks good when I'm watching it, that's it.
Also, opinions change. I remember when Dark Knight first came out. Oh, it's fantastic, it's brilliant. People went mad for Dark Knight. This is the future, this shows what Blu-ray can do. And now, a lot of people on message boards saying Dark Knight transfer is shit.
It begs the question, what are they smoking?
Yeah, make up your mind. Make up your mind. I mean, it even gets to the extent that now because people have been so, venomous on the comments. A good example would be Gangs of New York.
That was an awful one.
Was it really, really bad? But that's actually re-released, isn't it? Because people complain that much. That
got to the point though where it didn't resemble the film that you'd seen originally. It looked like a different movie. The lighting was different, the textures, the colours. Yeah. There's a scene that sticks in my mind. I think it was during a storm or something, and everything was bright white for some reason because of the amount of DNR, when it should have been a murky brown.
Yeah.
And even I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. This is odd.
Yeah, it doesn't look right. Like I said, DNR, most of the time it it can be a pain in the arse, like Gangs of New York, Reservoir Dogs and shit. Some of the time, I mean, the Thing, you know, if you know what you're looking for, you can see where the Thing's been DNR'd, but I still think that's a really good transfer.
Yeah.
And then you get films that haven't been DNR'd at all, which are fantastic transfers. You know, it's just one of them. You know, it's could go either way. It's apples and oranges.
There's also the thing with some Blu-rays that annoys me, which I agree with Sean on this one. Again, citing the example of The Thing, I mostly get rid of my DVDs unless they have better special features, and if I have the Blu-ray. There's 2 DVDs where I'm literally going to keep. I'm gonna keep my DVD. The Thing, because The Thing has brilliant special features. It has a brilliant documentary on the DVD, which is separated into picture-in-picture segments.
In fairness,
the Thing Blu-ray.
the whole doc is there.
I've heard there's bits missing.
Because I've watched it and I didn't notice anything was missing.
I'll have to have a look, but I will keep my DVD on for that one. And the other one is the Star Trek, and this is interesting. Star Trek the Blu-ray box set, I actually quite liked. The transfer for Star Trek 2 was a lot better because you could tell that's the one everyone liked, so that's one they spent the most time on. But the copy of that Star Trek the Motion Picture isn't the extended version, and a lot of special features are missing. My argument here is Blu-ray has a lot more storage capacity if you can put it in.
Do it.
Put it in. Again, back to packaging. I've said this in my DVD box sets you have to own video. The Alien box set. How good is that?
That's the best box set in my opinion.
Yeah, it's one of the best in my opinion. Yeah, it definitely is. I'm really looking forward to the Alien Blu-ray box set.
Amazing.
Because again, it might sound like we're believing the hype here, but 20th Century Fox have literally said this one's gonna be special.
They haven't fucked up yet though. Minority Report, I thought, was a fantastic Blu-ray. The transfer.
French Connection. French Connection I've heard is terrible.
French Connection haven't watched, but know for a fact that William Friedkin went through frame by frame and colour corrected the whole movie and really put his time and effort into that transfer. So we'll see.
But I'm really looking forward to it. That's going to be the big Christmas release, isn't it?
I can't wait.
No,
you said Predator is Bev's franchise. Yeah. 2 for me, Terminator and Alien.
Yeah.
My 2 franchises that I love like children.
Yeah. I mean, but that's it. I suppose you could say that's the thing of format. I had them on video, I had them on DVD. I'm now going to get them on Blu-ray.
Because it boils down to the fact that I love these movies and I want to see them look the best.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, and it's for films that you love, you don't mind double dipping.
Yeah, and that brings us back to marketing. The whole thing is these companies are making money still from films that they've already made. Yeah. Fair enough, they've got to speculate on the production or actually physically making the Blu-ray and the remasters, but it's still kind of for them money for old rope.
Yeah, well, exactly. But to be honest, I don't mind when it's for something like Alien.
If it's worth it.
Yeah, if it's worth it, then I have no problem
with it. I mean, for example, fucking Showgirls, isn't it? As getting its high def transfer.
We'll have to pick that up.
See Elizabeth's nipples in sparkling high def. I can't believe the chick from Saved by the Bell ended up making Showgirls. That was just odd.
I can't believe anybody ended up making Showgirls, to be honest.
Initially, I'll tell you, was originally slated to be in Showgirls. This is a complete side note. Drew Barrymore was the original choice. Saw which way the script was going and went, I don't think so.